Hey folks, this is Matt Rainwater, and today we're going to be reading episode 51 of Trailer Park Warlock. And of course, we're picking up where we left off last episode. Pointu and Revenstone had at it, right? And Darla has entered the arena in an attempt to rescue Jake, and it is not going according to plan, as we are finding out very quickly. Oh, this ain't like the big bear at all. You think? Zrak. An astounding dodge by Pointu. That's yet another bloodbind down, and King. So, like, Darla is flung back by the force of this. Somebody was foolish enough to intrude on the field? Hold on, I'm mouse scrolling. Forgive me, audience. Another deadly turn of the wheel. That is the name of today's episode. Let me center this a little bit better. So you're willing to throw the game now, Pointu? Ping. Qu'est-ce que c'est? The entire match will now have to be forfeit, Hampton. Perhaps this is for the best. You think this is just a show, Pointu? I came for your blood. This foolishness, it is out of my control, madame. If you wish to duel again at a later day, it will be arranged. Pointu, by the way, is saying this with his arm blown off, and he's got a hole through him. No, now. This ends tonight. And so Revenstone is starting to transform into her lowest will. I'm getting you out of here, Jake. That's a promise. I'm not too sure that's a promise you can keep. Madame, this is a mistake. What the hell is that? Pointu, thy punishment has come. And so we see Pointu's hand laying here on the ground in the background, right? So be it. And I don't know if this really comes across in this panel. Pointu is getting the vague perception that something is going on with his hand. By invitation of your will, I reveal my lowest form. Or my lowest will. Let me try this again, folks. By invitation of your will, I reveal my lowest will. By invitation of my will, join me in the dance of death. What in the good God is going on here? Some real nasty ancient magic. Whoosh. And so now they're in full monster form fighting each other. Boom. Master, even your lowest will is incomplete. You know, looking back, okay, I kind of wish this panel I had pulled back a little bit more so we could see more of Pointu's arm missing here. Oh well. I guess it comes across well enough. So we see the sigil lighting up some more. Darla, get the hell out of there. Boom. I will give you death this night, betrayer. And so Revenstone is working up some more magic. And we see more stuff going on with the sigil. Pointu. Okay. I just want to point this out because I had a really hard time in this episode. And I'm seeing it now as sort of I don't know, sort of a mistake of like not better indicating that his arm is missing, because I did want it to be acknowledged that like Pointu's like human form in his lowest, or feeder form in his lowest will form, are, you know, equivocally 1-to-1. So like if Pointu gets his arm blown off, his lowest will form will also be missing an arm, right? For a while I thought like, well, maybe he should also be missing a wing, but that didn't make sense to me for whatever reason. And so I just kept him with the wing. Yet another deadly turn of the wheel, it seems. Henry, what is that? Fwa, foom, fwa. I got you, Jake. Fwa. And Dan's like, what? Screw the signal, I'm just doing it now. And so Bev throws the grapefruit in. Whack. Ow. And the grapefruit, of course, gets sucked into here, and then it just goes haywire. Whoosh. Wow. I'm not paid enough for this crap. But, Leah, if this is it, I want you to know that. Don't you bloody say it. We ain't dying. Mon Dieu. Daywalker magic. I love you, Leah. Shut your gob. Kind of love that moment because it says so much about Henry and Leah's relationship. Jake, I'm sorry, Darla. And so they all get sucked into the sigil. So everything changes, right? Some thoughts about that. I'll start with this. Next episode was a really big shift for a lot of readers. And I know that a lot of readers were really confused for the next 3 to 4 episodes. This part, I don't think, was the part that confused them. What confused them was all of the things, the timey-wimey type things that happen, right? It all gets explained, but it's all very, basically in the next 4 to 5 episodes, I set up a puzzle. And the puzzle gets solved, and it gets revealed over time, and I think I do an okay job of explaining it. Maybe we should focus on that when we get to that part. Maybe it would be more helpful to speak on this, back to this particular episode. This episode for me feels like, okay, I need to just wrap things up and get into the next transition. And so, it's funny because last episode was so strong and then this episode doesn't feel as strong to me. Not that it has to be because it's like, this isn't the end of the season. There's something to back it all up. It all leads from one thing to the next. But nevertheless, as a writer, when I do write an episode and it feels kind of weak to me, I will fill it. I'll fill it over the course of the week after, It'll be in my head, and I'll be thinking about it, and it'll bug me. And it's always interesting to see what the response and the reaction to is when it finally goes live and people read it. Because that gives me indications of like, okay, were my intuitions right or wrong about what I felt about what I was writing. And, sometimes it's dead on and sometimes it's not dead on. There are episodes where I'm like, oh, nobody's going to like this. This episode kind of stinks. And people love it. And you can never quite predict every single response. You know what I mean? You can have an idea, but sometimes the idea isn't enough to give you an idea. Anyway, I think that's all that I have to say for today. But nevertheless, if y'all have any thoughts in regards to the story of Trailer Park Warlock, or even just questions, feel free to leave a comment. Also, if you're enjoying these videos, please give it a subscribe, and you can also talk to me on Twitter. It's at MattJRainwater. Instagram at Matthew Rainwater, and Patreon. It's patreon.com/MattJRainwater. I still have the Ko-fi thing there. I don't use Ko-fi. Nobody ever really used Ko-fi, so not a big deal. Anyway, I will talk to y'all again soon. Hope y'all are having a good one, and enjoy yourselves. All right, later. Bye.